Cool.
Jonesy, 5-3 loss to Charnock in the end. Must be a bit deflated at the end of
that. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I think we were the better side for a large part of that kind of first 60 minutes of the game. You go 2-0 up and you start thinking we'll be all right. And a young lad's made a mistake, and that has affected and rippled all the way through. And then suddenly they score 4 goals in 10-15 minutes. That's just not acceptable, And we can't go from being relatively comfortable in a game to then chasing. And I thought the reaction once that mad 10 minutes, 15 minutes had happened was good, and we tried to play on the front foot. We created a lot of chances tonight and should have scored a lot more goals than we actually did. Yeah. So it's weird, isn't it? There's lots of positives in that performance, lots of them, but the same kind of deficiencies really in us as a group have kind of shown their face again, and we need to sort that out. We can't be losing games of football like that when we've kind of played so well for so long. Do you know what I mean? Like that. So you've got to kind of look at, you have to walk away with the positives once you've got your emotional stuff out of the way, but it's difficult to at the moment, to be honest.
It's going to be a hard game for you to sort of dissect things, and there's so much that went on. It's mad to think that you had a first half of no goals, a second half of 8. And the first half, it kind of felt like there was two sort of different styles of play. We were pressing very high, we were going after them, you obviously the crowd behind you, they were starting to try and play from the back, and then the second half, obviously things happen and it sort of disrupts the game. It created a great entertainment, but obviously didn't give you the result, but it was a great entertainment for people to watch.
There was a good crowd down, wasn't there? And they've had their money's worth tonight, I think. Unfortunately, we're not on the right side of it, but I think, like I say, to go 2-0 up against a really strong, Charnock side who did try and play a little bit, we knew they would, and I thought we got things right first half and probably should have gone in the lead. We missed some chances on another night we'd have scored, and to score early on in the second and get 2, the game should be over. The game should be over, and that's the disappointing thing. And too many times we've gone ahead in games and got good leads in games and let teams back in, and that's a mentality. That's not because players aren't good enough and we don't understand what we're doing technically and tactically. That's just, when people will make mistakes, and that's part of football, but then how you react to that as individuals in a group is really important, and I don't think we reacted to that particularly well tonight, individually and as a group, and that's the disappointing thing. But when you look back at the game in the cold light of the day, there's a lot of things that are positive about that performance tonight, and we do have to remember that, and use the things that haven't gone quite so well as learning, so as we don't repeat them, but we've repeated them a lot this season. We need to stop doing that very soon.
I think we've obviously got an away game, Padham, the next away game, so I think you've touched on mentality there, and I think obviously you've mentioned in a few interviews as well that maybe they've struggled a little bit with the home crowd, not necessarily the home crowd, but playing at home has been a little bit of a difficult thing in certain spells. Obviously you've got an away game coming up. Is that going to be something that you can look at and take a different view on, maybe?
I don't know, hopefully. I think the crowd were brilliant tonight. I thought the players have kind of got used to it again now, and that's not an excuse we can use, I don't think. I think the performance was really, really good for lots of reasons for long periods within the game. So, and when I say it's a mentality, it's not effort, it's not application, it's not like giving up, it's not that, it's just like
mental blocks.
I don't know. We need to figure it out, because it's we just didn't quite, like I say, manage it, and we put ourselves in problems, and they had some territory when they hadn't had a lot of territory, and we just, I don't know, I need to go back and watch it really. But it's hard, and everyone's hurting in there, but we also recognise we played quite well, and very well in large parts of the game, but just didn't manage some key moments at all, and let mistakes get the better of us, when really, even at 2-1, we should have been comfortable. We should have been comfortable, but we weren't, and that's something, as I say, we've got to nip in the bud if we want to be as successful as we feel we can be.
Just finally, obviously, you've had really good numbers down tonight. I think it's probably one of the best numbers you've had for a while. Freezing cold conditions. message for the fans just to end. Obviously, going into an away game, you're probably expecting away fans going there as well.
Yeah, hopefully, we'll have some good travelling fans, I'm sure, and it'll be lovely to see them there. And they always give us some great support when we're away. And the fans were brilliant tonight, and the players do feed off that. And so hopefully, people who did come and saw us go 2-0 up, and the effort and endeavour that we had towards the end to try and get back into it, hopefully that brings them back again. And we need this place rocking and bouncing in order to keep the players going, and that's really important. So hopefully for the rest of 2024 we can kick on, but also the crowds can kick on, and we can make this a fortress for us, which it isn't at the moment. And I think we've all got a role to play in making sure it becomes one in over the next 12 months.
Cheers for your time.
Cheers, mate.